it's Ruby from CHUM 1045, and today I am thrilled to be joined by Jessi Cruickshank. We have talked a few times about many different topics.
Mm.
Fire safety has not come up.
It has not come up because I don't think that I had experienced the LA wildfires the last time we spoke. And
No.
I have since had a pretty harrowing ordeal with that. And so fire safety is now, it's kind of like the only thing that I want to talk about. It's currently an obsession of mine.
Well, that makes sense because you had to evacuate with your family.
Yeah. So, I mean, gosh, it feels like a lifetime ago, but when the fire started spreading in LA, we were safe at first. We were the ones inviting all of our friends. I literally invited Heidi and Spencer to come evacuate at our home because our neighborhood was fine. And then it was around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, we got an evacuation notice. And you would think that having watched these fires spread across the city, we would have been more prepared. But we just had this attitude that like it would never happen to us. Suddenly we're I have three kids under 8. We're ripping them out of their beds. We're taking paintings off the wall. I remember like all the kids are finally in the car and my boys start yelling that I forgot their pet lizard, which I sure did. And so I ran back in, and by the time I went in to get the lizard, the smoke had filled the air so much I could barely see the hole for the key. Like it was absolute chaos. At one point, I handed a live lizard to my 3-year-old because she was the calmest person in the car. And when your toddler is the one who's keeping it all together, that's when you know you have a problem.
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old now, and I
Yes.
can't imagine putting her in charge of much at this point.
But if your 3-year-old is the one who's oblivious,
Yeah, that makes sense.
right? You're like, please keep this lizard alive while the rest of us panic. And that's what it was. It was just like pure panic. And my husband and I realized in that moment, like we had no plan. You know, our kids do 10 fire drills a year in school, and we had done none in our home, 0.
It is one of those things, though, that, like you said, I think it's so relatable. The idea of like, well, it's not going to make its way over.
Yeah, we all really have that like it's never going to happen to us thing, I think. And you know what I did learn is that like we were sort of not alone. I mean, in Canada there are over 10,000 residential fires each year, over 100 deaths in Canada because of it. And despite that, only 7% of Canadian parents have a formal fire escape plan. So all of us are sort of under this impression that like, yeah, that's someone else's problem. It's not going to happen here. And yet now fires spread so quickly because of all the synthetic materials in our home that if it does happen in your house, you need to have a plan.
There were some serious fires in Nova Scotia 2 years ago, and my boyfriend's brother, his house burned down, and
Oh my
and
God.
they lost everything. And it is one of those things where even after that, I don't have a plan. So I'm glad
I
that we're
know.
going to do some fire safety training here.
We
And you're going to
are.
me
Oh
because
my
I feel
God.
like even after that, you'd think that would sparks a bad word. You'd think that that would inspire a plan.
Yes, Ruby, it's true. And I'm glad that you admitted that because I think there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh no, we know what we would do, but well, many of us don't. And so this is my hot tip for you and for anybody listening who needs sort of an easy way to start the conversation around fire safety. And that is Kidda, as part of their Cause for Alarm campaign, has launched this pretty awesome, it's a first of its kind digital fire drill simulator. It's totally free online for all Canadians. You find it at causeforalarm.org. It has this AR tool that my kids love where you can actually simulate what a fire might look like in your home. I don't know if your 3-year-old is ready for that, but my 7-year-old twin boys are. I mean, all they want to do is like there's a practice tool. You can set a 2-minute timer. You can physically practice your escape plan. It sort of gamifies fire safety. So they're like, if we can't play Minecraft, then let us practice our fire escape plan. Like it's become a fun kind of way to engage our family and our kids in fire safety. So that's my hot tip.
Well, and what a smart way too to get the kids more
Right?
interested in like if this is a reality that we're dealing with, we do need to have a plan and they need to know what to do.
And it also just provides so much information. Like it's a one-stop shop. If you want to know anything about preventing fires or a fire escape plan in your home, the causeforalarm.org tool will help you with all of it.
Okay, well, I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, so I am pre-embarrassed. about our fire safety trivia because I feel like I'm gonna fail bad.
Yes. Okay. So Ruby and I, we go way back. We have fun together. I wanted to have a little fun with you, Ruby,
Okay.
and also embarrass you truly by putting you on the spot with a fire safety quiz because I think you will be shocked by how little you know, and it's okay. I knew very little at first too. So are you ready?
No. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. On average, how much time do you have to escape a home fire?
2 minutes?
Ding, 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 ding. Yes.
I feel like I did read that somewhere because after everything happened, I remembered being shocked by that little amount of time.
Yes. No, it's true. So many Canadians are. Most Canadians think you have 5 minutes or more. You have as little as 2 minutes on average to escape. And like I mentioned, home fires now burn 8 times faster than they used to 50 years ago because of all the synthetic materials that are used to build our homes, because of that like pile of stuffies in your 3-year-old's room. That is going to go up fast.
Yeah.
Okay. True or false? When escaping a fire, you should gather a few essential items on your way out.
True? Oh no, I was like, that's how I feel like how I should spend my 2 minutes.
No, that is not how you should spend your 2 minutes. 2
Grabbing
minutes
my passport?
happens. Listen, if your passport is available to you on the way out, sure, grab it. But you need to bring your people, your pets, and nothing else.
Okay.
And I am saying this to you, Ruby, as a woman who forgot their pet lizard, but
you're
brought a pile of my
hero,
children's.
though. You went back in.
Yes, now I'm a changed woman. Okay, if God forbid this happens again, I will be ready. Okay, so you're 1 for 2. Here we go. When using a fire extinguisher at home, how long do you think it will spray?
I have zero idea. I don't know, 5 minutes? I don't know. I'm picturing my like little fire extinguisher. It can't do much.
Do you know, I appreciate that so much because only in the past 6 months have I actually discovered where the fire extinguisher is kept in our home and how to turn it on. And I also learned that you are incorrect, Ruby. A fire extinguisher on average sprays for 10 to 20 seconds.
What? Only 20 seconds?
Yes, I know. You're imagining yourself standing outside of your house, Paw Patrol style. I'm putting it into terms a toddler mom can understand. That is not the case. They're really like just for small fires and flames only. Otherwise, the escape plan, getting out of the house, is your priority.
Okay, wow. I'm learning so much.
Ah, good. Okay, next. Where is the best place to charge your phone?
On my bedside table, because that's where mine is. So I'm hoping that's the answer.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes.
Really? Okay.
On a flat, hard surface like a table. Listen, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what kind of rays are going into our brains as we charge them on our bedside tables. I do the same. But you should not be charging your device on a bed, on a pillow, on a couch where it can overheat. That is a fire hazard. And you should always remember to unplug your device as soon as it's charged.
Oh. Okay. Didn't know that.
To prevent overheating. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Would you like one more?
Yes.
Okay. This is for redemption, although I think that you are failing regardless. But here we go.
It's okay.
True or false? Do smoke alarms expire?
True. Yes, they expire. They expire. They expire.
Are you locking in your answer?
Yes.
You are absolutely correct. Going out on a high, Ruby Carr. Yes. Most smoke alarms have a 10-year lifespan. You can check the little manufacturing date when you pull it off the wall and then add 10 years to that to know if you should replace that.
Okay, this is good to know. Smoke alarms are intense now. I don't know if yours does this. Ours has like the strobe light in it and then it goes, fire! Fire! It's terrifying.
Yes, but that's good. I mean,
it's good.
It's not good if it's yelling fire at you. But you also absolutely want to try to check that smoke alarm weekly. That's how often you're supposed to check your smoke alarm, just to ensure they're working and make sure, that the batteries are still all good. So if your smoke alarm is yelling at you, okay, give it a little attention. It's like your toddler. Like, give it a little attention, make sure it's okay, and then, move along.
See, this is why I wanted to have this conversation too, because I was like, okay, we do need to have a conversation about fire safety because do I know what I'm doing? And apparently we've learned the answer is no.
You do now. You do now. And of course, like every house is different. I think that's what I learned at causeforalarm.org is like, oh, I need a ladder for my kids' room. Like everything is configured in a different way. So make sure you create a plan for your specific home and layout and situation.
Well, and so do you think after having learned everything now, like you would evacuate if you ever had to evacuate, hopefully you don't, but if you would evacuate completely differently?
Completely differently. And wildfires are different, right? It's different than a house fire. I think it took us like almost 10 minutes to get out. Ruby, I probably spent 4 minutes looking for my Invisalign trays because I was like, that is expensive and I need these teeth to stay straight. Like the kids are in danger, but I'm making sure I have my adult braces. Like our priorities were so off. Now we've also included our kids so they will feel more empowered. They were so scared. And we've included our lizard. So even though I would love for that lizard to burn, trust me, that lizard is not my favorite member of the family. But for my kids' sake, like now we understand that comes with us. The kids come with us. And that's it.
Okay, so causeforalarm.org, that's where we're going.
That's right. Yes.
Amazing. Okay, well, thank you so much. Appreciate you schooling me on fire safety today.
Yeah, thank you so much. As always, I have so much fun with you. You're the best.